Yeah. Okay. So I can take over the class again. We have a couple of different things planned, but before we get started, I'll start you off with these.
With the hamburger.
Cheeseburger.
Good things.
Oh.
This
way, give me this after?
No, we're gonna finish mine. Good thing.
A good thing?
Yes.
I watched Beavis and Butthead yesterday.
Oh, that's a classic.
I don't think it's
Definitely a classic. A classic that I hope it doesn't make it. Oh, really? What do you run? And I'm gonna race you one day. That's what I used to run. Stretch out.
How much did you make?
Well, congratulations. How'd you do? It's okay. Girl, you're a dual athlete right now.
Yeah. She's at beginner.
My sister's not here today.
And that's a good thing?
Yes.
She's always trying to beat
She
me
always
up.
puts you in check, huh?
No.
I always see her like,
She's always like, shut up, Johnny.
Shut up.
you're like, okay. So now you can just do
Seriously,
wow,
that's what she
okay, I
does.
get it.
Good
Good thing?
Oh no.
Yeah, Brian. You got soccer practice today, Brian.
Going once. Sergio, going
I'll
twice.
go.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pregnant.
Yes, that's a great thing.
Miss.
Okay.
Miss, can you
So,
chill out?
gotta go, man.
No.
It'll be easy. Is that squeak?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sergio, come on. Come on, buddy.
Miss, can I do another good thing?
One more good thing.
Alright.
What?
Oh, it's a new day.
It is a new day. I like to, one of my favorite college sayings was, new month, new life. And my roommates would be like, shut up, but every month I'd be like, it's a new month, we can do whatever we want, come on. They'd be like, shut up. But it's true, I mean, new month, that's like three
You know
weeks.
this is Ariana on the Super Bowl.
On the Super Bowl? Showed you about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We go way back.
But you guys is
Yeah. Okay. So, over spring break, I went to go visit my brother at K-State, which is in Manhattan, Kansas. So it's about an 8-hour drive from here. And now I've never been. I've driven through, and I usually fall asleep because it's so flat because there's zero slope. Right? Just flat land. Or zero slope, precisely. But so we go, and K-State's an awesome university. So it was one of the first public universities built in the West. And it's open, and when public, it's open to the community. So everything they have is open to the public. So think about CSUPs. You gotta have that card. I mean, I go there, and I try to get things, and I don't have the card, and they're like, nah. I'm like, well, I just gotta have the card. Can I please go down to the facility? But so everything's open, and that means, and the school's old. It was built in the 1800s. So they have these really cool, they have a pool, they have a stadium, they have the classes, you can go anywhere, and it's pretty much the entire city. So the university was built, and the city was built around it. And so we go, I have my nephew, I have my niece, and my 2 nephews, a niece, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, there's a crew of us. And we're kind of roaming through, kids are all over, you're full of kids. And as we're walking through, there's this art exhibit, and it was art of paper airplanes. And it was the coolest thing ever. I was just like, look at that. And, all my family walks off, and I get kind of lost. I see my nephew, running around. He's an 8-year-old. I'm like, crap, okay. And so I started to think, gosh, I would love to do something like this in the school. Like to just make paper airplanes and make it into art. I mean, that sounds fun. But how do I do that? How do I make the connection of just making paper airplanes and then bringing it into the math classroom? So, who knows how to make it paper airplanes?
I do.
That's it?
I
Let's see.
make good ones.
Make one real quick. Let's see.
I
Here.
never.
I want to see what kind of paper. Those that know how to make them. I want to see what kind you can make. No? No idea? Sure, even if you think you have a thought. That's okay. Because this is what I said. When I saw this art, I was like, what kind of airplane do I know how to do? So I tried to like make one, and I always sucked at it. So then I started researching and looked at airplanes, and I just went a little cuckoo. I got a friend who loaned me some books, and I was just like paper. And some were super hard, and I was like getting all defeated over spring break, and I felt lame. And anyone else want to make the one that you know how to make? And then I just want to talk about it. Like the application in the book is how the designs of paper. I know. And it's kind of like a brand new book.
Are those Miss Gonzalez's?
Yeah.
We got them in October.
Yeah, she was telling me about
Yeah.
it. I was like, okay, some good things are happening. I thought, okay. So these are, let's see, from what I know, we are making, we got some, these are like dark, yours is what? Dark. Give it a shot. It's dark. Don't do the front. So I can see what they're
I threw it straight and it went like that.
That's a true dart. So it seems like if we call this number of people or students in the class, how many people just made one? Raise your hand.
I just made
Who just made one?
I made one.
it. Throw your food.
Who just made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
My hand over there, too.
7? And from what I see, pretty much we all make darts. Yeah.
So was that like a true airplane?
Yeah.
Or were they like
I mean,
darts?
they're true. They're just types of paper airplanes. But do you know how many types of airplanes? I just showed you 2 books.
I know mine's cool.
There's a basic dart. There's the glider. There's the eagle.
Shuttle.
There's the shuttle. There's just so many. All of us made just about 7 of them.
Who's this one?
I think mine's the one that's long.
And someone made a dart. Didn't someone make a glider actually? I think you made a glider.
Yeah.
So let's put them all right here.
We should have put a name on it.
That's okay. We're gonna. Well, I'll show you what we're doing.
Mine is right here.
That's okay.
Mine,
So we'll save them. We'll save them for our project, right? So where I'm trying to go with this. This was mine. It's really sad. Where I'm trying to go with this is there's all these types of different types of planes, right?
Sorry.
All these people. And yesterday, what did we learn about? We had,
Oh,
what was some of
yeah.
that vocab that we did yesterday? We talked about positive association, what else? No association. No association, negative association, right? If they make a positive line looking like they all go down, make a negative line. What was this called right here?
Outlining.
Outlier. Good job. So in this class we have that outlier.
The scatter.
What's this? Were they?
Scatter thing.
It's a scatter plot.
It's called
What happens when they all? Think about when all your friends get together and you roam around the streets.
Click.
Close. Is it? What do you say? Click. Click. It does start with the C. It's called cluster. Do you remember clustering?
You should have said like a, wasn't it like a big cluster?
Like a piece of
Like fire.
So this is where I went with that thought. Like, how could we do this? How could we turn making all these paper airplanes into art without Ms. Macaluso being like, so you just all day make paper airplanes? And be like, well, sort that. Right. So this is my idea. We're learning about bivariate data, right? So that's that's that cluster, that's that outlier, that's the positive association, negative association, linear, nonlinear. Soon we'll get to line of regression, best fit line. But, so this is what came to me. I said, oh my God, we can make paper airplanes, then we can test their flight, and we can graph them, and then from the graph we can say, oh, here's a cluster. Oh my God, there's a positive association. No, there's an outlier. So, with that, let's just go through. This is going to be called paper airplane flight data. So, I figured out a way that we can make paper airplanes and make art and make it connect to mathematics. So, have you ever flown? Can I put paper airplane? Nope, right.
Yeah, you don't see it.
Have you ever flown a paper airplane? Hopefully not in class, right? I've never done it until now, actually. I'm like, well, I'm happy. It's always good to break some barriers, right? Do you always use the same paper?
No. It's still. All depends.
Does it depend? So,
Graph,
if we're
or like fine paper, or else just like a wedge paper. Is that what you're talking about? Or
yeah, so let's talk about this. What are some things paper airplanes can do? Because if we're going to do this, if we're going to create data, right? If we're going to create data, what are some of the things that we can create data? We're not going to make a bunch of different things. What else can we do? We're just going to make one. So what else could we do? What can we test? How fast it goes? What else can we test?
the way it goes,
How much it glides?
The way it flows.
How far it travels? So
within percent, or in this, how far does it get in this? Never mind.
that's it. How far will it glide, right? The loft. How
At
long
a
will it
certain-
stay in
but
the
what
air?
time though?
The time, all these things we can do. So do you think that if we have a certain type of paper, it would matter?
No.
Yeah.
Probably.
Why
Because
do you-
some paper's heavy or
The
not.
yeah, let's get mine. Start that. What'd you say? Some what?
It's like too big or not, and it won't like go this far.
Yeah, I mean the weight of paper is definitely going to change it. The lighter the paper, maybe the longer it will last. I mean, these are the things that we get to test. We'll test. I made some restraints so I can kind of manipulate the data so we can look at it as a class. Do you always do the same design? You kind of change it up to design. We don't really go into a new design. I'm going to give you a new one that I didn't know that was pretty basic because I didn't want like 3 days of trying to fold like I was over spring break and then eventually, run in the middle of the street and go, "Why?" And then I see my neighbor and I'm like, hey. But,
Do you live in the east side?
I don't. I live over by the library.
Oh,
Mason
big
Junction.
old.
Yeah. Sean, you made it. Look how much the class just got excited.
Look at Sean. Look at Sean.
Sean!
You got the torch on.
Alright, sit down. So let's catch you up real quick. What we're doing is we're making paper airplanes in a moment and collecting data. Okay? So do you want your planes to make tricks? Do you want them to fly just straight, And there's tons of videos online, I'm telling you, that like, the world's best paper airplane. This man, he's like, got his glasses, probably kind of looked at me, he's like, I threw it and it was staying in the air for 45 minutes. It's like a paper airplane. And he's just like, people are like, oh my God, let me have your autograph. It's kind of, I went pretty nuts when I'm telling you to watch the videos. So just a quick objective. So what we're going to do, this is going to take 2 days, okay? So, and then nice way to ease back into the week, this is a 2-day theme, and then Thursday and Friday you don't have school. So, I'm going to give you a new model of a paper airplane. You're going to make it. We're going to create groups. And we're going to test it by putting paper clips on it. So that's it.
Oh, it's gonna make it heavier.
We'll see. We're going to throw it. We have a nice little outline, but that's it. We're going to go outside. We're going to make our paper airplanes, go outside, and we're going to test it, and then we're going to measure them.
Today?
If we make it
What if
outside
it's all
today,
wind?
definitely tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. So this is, again, a 2-day thing. So who can briefly tell me what we're going to do again? Let me start.
I don't know.
Okay, ready?
Alright, we're gonna get in groups, we're gonna make airplanes, we're gonna try to go outside. We're gonna try to go outside.
Maybe today, but definitely.
Definitely tomorrow, and we're gonna
Put paper
graph
clips.
these,
Test them.
test them, Data, we're gonna gather up data.
We're gonna gather up data, and once we gather up this data, we're gonna graph it, and we're gonna learn some of that vocab, and then we're gonna make some art, yeah.
Well,